In this video, I'll be showing you how to manage the router using Webfig, a web-based router management system. I'll show you how we can use customized skins to change what users are able to see when logging into the device. We can do this for both the web management and the Winbox management system. If your router is being configured with an IP address, you're able to connect to the router's web management interface in order to manage the router in that way. In order to do this, I'll type the IP address of my router in my web browser window, and once it opens up, I'm able to type in the login details to get access to my router. As you see, it's immediately taking me to the Quick Set window, but I can navigate away from that by choosing the Webfig link. The Webfig interface follows very similar principles to Winbox. You can see many of the menu items are in the same place, however, it's just been reformatted to fit comfortably inside a web browser. For that reason, I'm not going to spend any time explaining how the web interface works. If you know how to use Winbox, the web interface will be self-explanatory. What I would like to show you is how we can use customized skins to change the look of both Webfig and Winbox. A skin is a file stored locally on the router that tells the router what to display back to the user when logging on to Winbox or the web interface. Skins can be created in Webfig by clicking on the Design Skin menu item. Once a skin is being created, it can be exported from the current router and used across many routers in your network. You'll notice that I now have checkboxes next to the menu items on the left. I can now start selecting and deselecting what I want the end user to be able to see. I'll deselect a number of menu items that I no longer want to be visible to the user. Notice that I can drill down further into submenu items. For example, if I select interfaces, I can choose just to suppress virtual Ethernet, MAC security, bonding, LTE, and whichever other specific menu items I'd like to choose. Once I have removed the options I no longer want the user to see, I'm now ready to save the skin and apply it inside the system. I do that by going to the top, giving the skin a name, clicking on Save, and then I'm ready to continue in Winbox. I can now go back to Winbox, from there navigate to the file list, and you'll notice it's now saved a demoskin.json file in the skins subdirectory. The skin file can be copied off this router, copied to any other router to the skins folder, and will be available for use in the same way. To use the skin, there's a couple of things I need to do. First of all, I need to define a custom group that has the defined skin, and secondly, I need to create a user belonging to that custom group. I'll navigate to System Users, click on the Groups tab, and from there, add a new group in. I can now define the access rights I want to use for this group. In this case, I'm going to give it web access, test access, and read-only access to the device. I can now give it a name. And the important thing is that under Skin, I select the skin that I had created earlier on. I'll apply that, and then I can define the users that the skin will apply to. In this case, I'm going to be creating a new user, give the user a name, and define the group that I had created earlier on. Also going to specify a password, and then I can apply. I can now navigate back to my web browser, type in the username and password that I defined earlier on, and log into the web interface. Note that it has now limited the view of the user to the strictly defined limit that we had defined earlier on. In this way, we're able to control what the end user has access to when logging in via the web interface. Note that the customized skins won't affect the way that Winbox looks.